So far from Adrian Pedersen on the scene is that this started as a traffic stop and it escalated from there. A deputy did fire his weapon. No deputies are hurt at this time, but there is one person that was injured in this. All of this developing in Madeira Beach overnight. And just this morning, we're waiting to hear exactly what transpired there. Here's the sheriff.
Good morning. I'm Pinellas County Sheriff Bob Gualtieri. At about 5 after 3 this morning, Pinellas County Sheriff's deputy stopped a white female, who was driving the silver car that's behind me and suspected her of DUI. As that deputy, who's Deputy Tom Randall, and he had a deputy recruit with him, was conducting the DUI investigation. They had her out of the car performing field sobriety tests. A passenger in the car, it was a white male by the name of Dylan Tompkins Holmes. It's a hyphenated name. It's a 26-year-old white male, was a passenger in the car. He began to obstruct the investigation by yelling to the female not to cooperate, not to answer questions, etc. And Deputy Tim Verdon arrived to back up Deputy Randall on the traffic stop. Deputy Verdon asked Tompkins Holmes to remain in the car, not to interfere with the investigation several times. He refused, continued moving about the car, tried to get in the driver's seat. Deputy Verdon thought he was going to drive off, and he was very uncooperative. It resulted in Tompkins Holmes exiting the car and being arrested for obstructing the investigation. He was handcuffed, and he was placed in the back of Deputy Verdon's cruiser. When he was in the back of the cruiser, his pants fell down and he fell to the floor of the car. Deputy Verdon helped him off the floor of the car and took him to the side of the vehicle and attempted to help him get his pants back up. At that point, a struggle ensued, and Tompkins Holmes reached for Deputy Verdon's gun and took the gun out of the holster, and there was a struggle over the gun. During the course of that struggle, Deputy Verdon was concerned and feared for his safety and his life, as his gun was in the hands of Tompkins Holmes, and they continued to struggle for it. Deputy Verdon was able to get his gun back, and he shot Tompkins Holmes twice. One round hit him in the wrist and in the thigh. The other one was in his abdomen. He's at Bayfront Medical Center. He's in surgery, and from what we're told now, he's expected to live. It's an ongoing investigation. I've given you what I know at this point. It's fluid, as it always is. This is only a couple hours into the investigation, but that's what we know now.
Sheriff, you're live right now on NewsChannel 8. Our big question here, did you say he was handcuffed, but he still reached and grabbed a gun? How is that? Right,
well, and it happens that way, and it can happen very easily under those circumstances. And again, this is a fluid investigation, but when somebody is handcuffed behind their back, they can move around, and depending upon the angle. And what happened is that based on the angle the deputy was at and the angle that Tompkins Holmes was at, he was able to reach and put his hands around the side and grab the deputy's gun, from what we know at this point.
But he never shot, right?
The suspect? No, he never shot. No, he never shot. No. But it very easily can happen, and there's a lot of flexibility, and it's very fluid when somebody, even if they are in handcuffs, is you can move around to the side, and you are able to use your hands and your fingers, and you are able to grab. So it depends upon the flexibility of the person. So it very much can happen, sure. And it did happen in this case.
You said 2 shots were fired to the suspect. Were more shots fired out of the weapon?
No, just 2 shots. You know, and the deputy did, under those circumstances, what he's trained to do, and that is to create distance and to get the gun back and to make sure that he's safe. And that's, from everything that we know at this point, that's what happened. But again, I can't stress to you strongly enough is that we're a couple hours into this. It is an ongoing investigation, and we will continue it, and we'll be able to update you, when we know more. But that's what we know at this point.
Sir, it strikes me that the deputy was trying to help this guy out and ends up almost paying for it in a lot of ways.
Right.
What do you make of the fact that your deputy was trying to do the right thing, it sounds like, and then ended up getting in this scuffle?
Well, he very much was. I've talked to Deputy Verdon about this, and from what we know and what the evidence shows is that Deputy Verdon used a lot of patience with this guy. And when he started mouthing off, is that he didn't first arrest him, didn't second arrest him, didn't third arrest him. He asked him many times just to allow the deputies to conduct their investigation, and he kept mouthing off, yelling, interfering, moving to the driver's seat, moving back to the passenger seat, trying to get out of the car. Deputy thought he was going to drive off at one point. So there was a lot of patience in restraint showed by the deputies. And because of this guy's conduct, the deputies had to arrest him on the obstructing charge because they weren't able to conduct their investigation. So, yeah, the whole thing could have been avoided if he just sat there and minded his own business and didn't interfere with their investigation. We wouldn't be standing here talking about it. And then when he gets in the back of the cruiser is that he reaches for the deputy's gun and that altercation. So this is an avoidable situation if he hadn't put himself and the deputy in harm's way.
Sheriff, is there any video of this? Do you know yet?
We don't know yet. We're still looking. Again, that's all part of the investigation, and of course, we'll do everything we can to determine through the businesses and surrounding area, what video and/or audio or what might be available. We don't know at this point.
What about the relationship between the man and woman?
Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Was she arrested on any?
Well, they did not finish the DUI investigation. She is at the Sheriff's Administration building right now being interviewed. And again, at this point, we don't know of any charges that would be pending against her as a result of the shooting incident. But again, it's all still under investigation.
Do we know what she was doing in the second deputy when all of this went down?
Yeah, she was conducting, they were conducting of her, and she was performing.
We have been listening.